Hey guys, as you know, I bought the Surface Pro 6 the other week. I'm loving it. I've been using it a lot in the living room. I've been using it a lot whilst travelling, in the bedroom, as a tablet. It's a great little laptop, perfect for travelling, and it's pretty good at basic video editing and even basic screen recordings. The webcam's good, the microphone's good. Overall, it's a very good package. Expensive for what it is, I guess, in some regards, but I'm very pleased with it. And I'm no doubt going to use it a lot. But what this laptop is not is powerful. It's just not a powerful laptop. It's not really designed for that. It is a travel laptop. If you're looking for power, you're better opting for something a little bit better. And yesterday, Intel announced the 9th generation H series CPUs. Essentially, these CPUs are the most powerful CPUs you can buy for a laptop. So they're not as powerful as the desktop equivalents, but they're not far off it as well, and they only use 45 watts, so that's quite impressive. Certainly for someone like myself, this laptop is still quite powerful. It's a 6820 HQ laptop, and it's got a 4K screen and all that, and a graphics card as well. So this has been really good for me for video editing, and it still performs really well. But it's about 3 or 4 years old now. I would like to upgrade, and I can still get a little bit of money for this, so it's not too much of an upgrade for me, to jump up to something a little bit newer and something a little bit more efficient, because efficiency is something this doesn't do well, because the power adapter for this is like 150 watts. So many of the laptops I've been looking at are gaming laptops, and you can buy workstations from Lenovo and things like that, but they tend to be quite expensive, and I think a gaming laptop is probably a better solution for me, because I can game on it, but it'll also handle video editing, and hopefully it will have like a Thunderbolt 3 port and all that as well. Last year, probably the most common and the most popular CPU for gaming laptops was the 8750H. This year, I suspect the 9750H and maybe the 9850H will remain the most popular options for gaming laptops. But in the new 9th generation CPUs, there's also i9 CPUs, which can do 8 cores and 16 threads, which in a laptop is pretty amazing, I would say. What I'd like to do at this point is jump over to my Surface Pro 6 and just talk a little bit more about what these CPUs are and what they can do, because since this was announced yesterday, we're seeing a lot of gaming companies, a lot of computing companies announce their gaming laptops with these new CPUs. So that means that from a buying perspective, you're going to get all these new CPUs with more power, but it also means that if you're looking for a bargain, it might be better to actually pick up one of last year's 8th generation CPUs, which should hopefully now go down in price. So stay tuned for bargains. You might see some really good laptops dropping in price a little bit, and there might not be a huge difference between 8th generation and 9th generation. You need to check all the kind of reviews and the comparisons out there as far as speed testing and that goes, because if you're paying 20 or 30% more for a 5% boost, it might not be worth it. But anyway, on to the laptop. So this is my Surface Pro 6, and I'm now in double chin mode because of where the camera is. So this is the official announcement from yesterday. 9th generation Intel Core, the most powerful laptop platform. Now, it's not the best of announcements, if I'm honest, as far as what it tells you. It doesn't list things in a table or anything like that. But you can see there that we are bringing desktop caliber performance with up to 5 GHz and 8 cores. So that's obviously for the i9 CPU. And it's got there a full range of processors, including i5, i7, and the unlocked Intel Core i9 9980HK. Up to 33% overall performance leap compared with a 3-year-old PC. That's quite good. Up to 28% increased responsiveness. And yeah, so there's some more stats there as well, but there's an article that kind of sums it up a little bit better. This is another page on their website talking about it. This website page has, where is it? Okay, so this is the new H series mobile processors, as they're calling it. And you can see here the i9 goes up to 5 GHz, the i7 up to 4.6, the i5 up to 4.3. And the processor threads are 8 and 16, 6 and 12, and 4 and 8. So, the i5 still have quad core. You get hexa-core for the i7s and octa-core for the i9s. And you can see here that as well that hyper-threading is only available in the i9. They can all support up to 2666 dual-channel DDR4 RAM. They all have HD, Intel UHD graphics 630, and Intel QuickSync video as well. Now, this article on AnandTech, this talks about the desktop CPUs. Now, I'll leave a link to this particular article. This is the first page of the article, and it talks about the desktop CPUs. So you can see here down in, where is it, the comparison table, you've got the 9900 and all that there. So that is in relation to the desktop CPU. So that's if you're building a desktop CPU, and it's got all the stats there, and you can see it there, 8 cores, 8 threads for the 9700, and for the 9900, 8 cores, 16 threads. So I'll leave a link to that particular page, but on the second page of this article, you have everything about the new 45 watt 9th generation H series. So the 9980HK is obviously going to get most of the attention because of what it does. But okay, this is the comparison table, and this is really what they should have in the official announcement, but they don't. So at the top there, you've got the i9 9980HK, 8 cores, 16 threads, and the 9980H can do it as well. And you can see there 16 megabytes of L3 cache. The difference here, as you can see here, the HK version can be overclocked. Pretty impressive that you can do that. Whether you want to do that in a laptop because of heat and noise, well, that's another question, and that's something you have to check out. If you're looking at gaming laptops that do have the 9980HK and H, check whether they can be overclocked and check whether there's any throttling. You might find that you can't even get close to the maximum frequency if a laptop has not been created correctly or designed well with fans, etc. Because in this drive to get laptops thin and sexy, sometimes they're putting in CPUs and chassis that, well, they really shouldn't be there because there isn't enough airflow and all that. So that's why you have to check reviews for each laptop, because sometimes the CPU might be the same, the specs might be the same, but one laptop will perform better than the other. Now, as I said, last year the 8750H was probably the most common CPU, but you've got the 9850H there as well. There's not a huge difference between it. They've got here that it says 4.6 gigahertz up to 4.5 for turbo there, but overclocking here they've put ish as if it might be possible. But looking at that, I guess the 9750 will still be the most common option, the most popular option. Certainly last year the 8750 was the most common whenever you were looking at laptops. Now you've got the i5s down here as well, the 9400H and the 9300H. And these are 4 cores and 8 threads. And you can see that every single one of these only draws 45 watts. Considering the performance that these CPUs can give you, it's pretty impressive. Now this image here, I've opened this up in the tab. And yeah, this kind of sums up what these CPUs are doing. And basically what has changed. The new Intel Wi-Fi 6 EX200, new Intel Optane memory, for solid state storage, H10, sorry. High capacity Intel SSD 660p. For me, there's a lot of things here to look at, and I'll let you guys check it out, with a link to the article. But the big thing that I noticed here was there's now support for 128 gigabyte DDR4 memory. So there's new 32 gigabyte modules. So you could have 4 32 gigabyte modules. 128 gigabytes of RAM in a laptop is absolutely insane, and I realise some people would actually use that, for different things, video editing and different development types of things. I think for most people 32 would be very, very good, but the fact it can go up to 128 is pretty amazing, really. I think it is. But anyway, as I was saying, if you search for Intel 9th generation laptop, you'll see a lot of new laptops being released. The one that I've seen a few people reviewing already is the new Razer Blade Pro 17. It's very expensive, you can see at the top here. That's not the price, that's from, i.e. the cheapest model. Razer are always a little bit more expensive though. And this thing looks very, very impressive. 17 inches, and you can see it here, the 9th generation Intel Core i7-9750H. As I said, over the next few months, you're going to see a lot of new gaming laptops released, and they will nearly all use this CPU with 6 cores. Yeah, this looks like a very, very good laptop. I've saw some announcements from Lenovo, MSI, and a few other companies, and they're all putting in these i9s. I was looking at PC Specialist earlier on today as well, and I'm kind of mixed between, I'm kind of going back and forth as to whether I should get something from PC Specialist. A lot of people said that they're not good for updates, for for software, for drivers, etc. They are basically Clevo resellers. They use chassis from Clevo and then put the parts together themselves. But you do get a lot more for your money buying from someone like PC Specialist rather than someone like Razer. And right away, they are offering a lot of different options. If I scroll down, I should hopefully be able to find one that I'm talking about. So they sell lots of different laptops. I have noticed some of the laptops, the webcams are quite poor and they don't have Thunderbolts ports in the chassis. That's a little bit annoying. But you can see here, Intel Core H Series laptop, Intel Core H Series, and with some of them as well, these ones you can see are new. They're putting in the new GeForce GTX 1660 Ti and RTX 2060. So they're giving a lot of options for graphics cards as far as new ones on the market. But if I just select any one of these, let's see what we've got here. So build your system. Let's see what we've got. Okay. 6 core, there we go, 9750H. So this is one of the options that you can get, a 9750H CPU, and it starts from £910, but that is the basic model with a 1650 CPU, GPU and 4 gigabytes of RAM. When you actually select everything that you want, you could be more expensive, well, much more expensive than that. But of course, if you just buy it with 4 gigabytes of RAM, you might find it's cheaper to just buy the RAM separately yourself, and that goes for the SSD and all that as well. It could be a lot cheaper for you to just put in your own SSD rather than pay a premium for them to do it. And any game laptop company that allows you to build up your own laptop, you need to look at the alternatives, because it normally does work out a little bit cheaper to buy the SSD and the RAM separately, and then you can just put it in yourself. But there are a lot of options with this here. There's a lot of different laptops they've got that not only have the H series CPU, the new 9750H, but also they give you the option of using one of the newer GeForce or GTX or RTX GPUs. So there's a lot of different options there. As I said though, I am going to look at different laptops from many different companies. And I'm going to wait a few weeks as well. I want to check reviews and see what's out there. And that's what I recommend you all do as well. I recommend that probably wait a few weeks. I know that there's always that want to go out there and buy and be one of the first to buy one of the laptops, but wait at least until some of the comparisons are out. You really want to look at the difference between the prices of 8750H laptops and 9750H laptops, if that's the one you're going for, and then look at comparisons and reviews comparing the 9750H against the 8750H, because it's all good being able to add up to 128 gigabytes of RAM and getting all these new features, but if you're only going to get, say it was a 10% boost, but the laptop costs 30% more, then there is a good argument for going with the older generation one. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of new laptops out with these H series laptops. I need to check more of the reviews and comparisons and speed tests and all that to see how good they really are. But it looks really, really good. It looks really impressive. But hopefully, at the very least, even if you don't buy one of these 9th generation CPUs, what you'll see is hopefully lots of bargains coming from the 8th generation laptops. You'll maybe see a lot of laptops that were out last year being dropped in price by maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe even more, depending on which laptop you're looking at. And stay tuned as well. AMD have got some more CPUs coming out this year as well. So from a buyer's point of view, there's some good options out there. And don't disregard the 8th generation CPUs, because those ones are really impressive as well. So if you do find an 8th generation laptops with a good CPU and a very good price, then there is a good argument for opting for that instead of the newer version. But personally, I'm going to just do a little bit more research, but soon I think I will trade this in and get something from the 8th generation or 9th generation of Intel's H series, or I think I'll go for an H series CPU rather than the HK. But I'll see, those HK CPUs look really good, but man, 8 cores, 16 threads, that's a lot of power, and it's amazing that you can do all of that in just a little laptop. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about all this. I'm not claiming to be an expert on CPUs, and you know, I don't follow the computing CPU and GPU industry as much as I do some other topics, you know, as far as cameras and different things in gaming. But it looks quite impressive what Intel are doing here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what new laptops are released by the big companies, and I'll maybe talk about this subject again in the future. As always, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please do leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. If there's anything I didn't cover in the video, please do leave a comment. If I said anything wrong or you want to add to something I've said, please do leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. So post a comment below, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.